everything expected, straight. It's like seeing Broadway.
My name is Paul James. I host English News every morning.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow is hosting, exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family, designated a brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history, and also hand-forged by 10 generations of the #1 craftsman on the global earth. Together, the name of Wolfers stands as a testimony to the spectacular and the share of royal glory. To the show, my dear brothers, sisters, my dear fellow Americans, we are at a special time. With me today, handling with the special time, during the special time, is my dear friend with lots of respect, Mr. Ken Hemming.
Thank you, Jack.
Mr. Ken Hemming, I must say a few more words than rather than a regular flat introduction. And out of everything you know about Mr. Ken Hemming, I would say with the heartfelt warmth that he is one of the human beings that I can trust, especially at this very moment. You know, this is not a solo show. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here myself, reading something, or keep my mouth busy, keep my lips busy with you for the next 1 hour. It is a show of discussion. It is a question, answer, question, discussion. It's a kind of interview type of show. In other words, I have to have somebody there sharing with me the show, the point, the issue. And we may argue, we agree upon each other, we disagree upon each other, whatsoever, doesn't matter. We have to have somebody here. Right now with the pandemic, with the safer at home philosophy, of course, everybody knows it is safer at home. My friend Ken Hemming offered to come here to still do the show unremittingly.
Yes.
Relentlessly.
My honor.
Yeah. And for that, I give him a salute, if not a bow.
Jack, this is where my soul belongs.
I appreciate.
This is where my soul
belongs.
And
I share the like-mindedness that you have and I have. At this moment, the people rely on social media.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, that's the only source of information they're getting.
Yes, and
right?
Some of which is true, some of which isn't.
Same thing. Give you an example. Earthquake.
Yes, sir.
Right? Earthquake. Last time when Los Angeles was hit by an earthquake, though, and it was given a special efforts to show how the guys and the girls, okay, stayed at their job.
Absolutely.
And there is one close-up shot showing about how the lighting and the structures are shaking, moving.
Yeah.
And they're still there doing it.
They're still there.
To me, they're heroes.
That's America.
And now it's time I want to be one of them, together with my friend, dear Mr. Ken Hemming. Thank you so much on behalf of my team, on behalf of EDI, on behalf of the community.
You know, Americans can absorb the risk we're taking with calmness and with commitment to continuation of the American dream. And I just expressed my appreciation to a mailman out there. Thank you for your service. Please keep doing it.
Exactly.
So we got heroes everywhere.
They kind of, it is them to make sure the basic movement of this big machine is still rotating, still moving.
In one example, Jack, of how this can really hit anybody, Prince Charles in England was positive with the coronavirus. Was just announced today. So if the future King of England can get it, so can we.
Yeah.
And we take that risk with happiness.
Suppose how many doctors he has.
Oh, everyone in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then if he gets hit,
right,
nobody is free.
Yeah, so we just
Right.
got to keep it away from the queen.
Number one, we take whatever God takes.
Right,
All right? Number one.
It's his plan.
And number two, within the range, we use protections.
Yeah.
I want to take this a little moment. Well, I did the last show.
Did you?
I recommend that, my dear friend, you get a bottle of this. Of course, right now is a different story. If you're lucky, you get a bottle of it,
Sure.
right? And I went to several places, including pharmacies.
To find it?
No,
Oh, they're out,
they're
sold out.
all sold out. All sold out.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Anybody
yeah.
you have some story, some whatever, a stock of this though, and it is now to spread it out and let your friend use it. What you do, you spray your table or any surface that you are touching or you want to touch, which I did. And then you use this, a wiper called Easy Comfort. This is still available. You can get it at any pharmacy for $1.99 or something. And they have the small pack like this. You take it out. You can wipe your hand with. You can wipe any of the surface that is not flat. Or such as your keyboard.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Such as a keyboard. So that thing.
Yeah.
After everything, or after every handshake, or after touching any surface, you use this. Right? And it is recommended you are not grabbing it to use it because you might want your friend to use it also, right? So there are fingerprints on here, on the body of the bottle. The best way to do is this.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, you want to do it, please?
I did.
I
My
know.
hands smell perfect.
Just for the audience, please.
Okay.
Just
I
for the
just touch
audience, yeah.
this,
Just
whack
press
it
it.
on
Yeah.
there.
And
Smells good to me.
oh, smells very good.
Yeah, it smells good.
very good. And that, well, of course, reduces the chance of you
Right.
get contaminated.
Reduces it.
There are lots of tips on the social media that when you touch something that you have to touch, try to touch it with your knuckles,
Yeah.
not this.
Yeah.
When you open a door, you push it with your shoulder,
Yeah.
something like that.
I'm not
Anyway.
good at that. I just use my fingers. But
Right.
I take a risk. But
Try
it's
to
modern.
prevent handshaking, the least you can do.
Right. We can
Right?
do that.
The elbow thing.
Yeah. Right.
Or a toe thing.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah.
All right, anyway. Oh, my friend, we're
It's an air
changing.
shake.
We have to change our lifestyle, all right? And sooner or later, we will have to sit down here to talk about how we want to check ourselves by our behaviors, I mean. Right?
Yep. That's true.
All right. I believe, Cam, the first thing on the top of the list, though, is about the stimulus pack.
That's fine. Yeah. You know, there's two big activities happening. One is the process of the virus and how it grows or how it will shrink over time, and how we are doing and dealing with that. The other is the incredibly unimaginable economic and financial impact that not going to work and not keeping our economy, which 5 weeks ago was 29,700 on the Dow. Now we're back up to 21,000 something. But it's an unbelievable impact. And the real impact that's easy to be forgotten is just regular people, regular basic American people, you know, that lose their job, have not been able to save a lot of money, and so face real emotional stress and sometimes depression over this interruption in the process of their normal life. It's a huge interruption, so our government is trying to do something to help alleviate some of that stress, which is this new economic program that the Senate has passed right now, a $2 trillion program, which is a lot of money if you think about how much money that is. It's inconceivable, okay? And then also the Federal Reserve, has $4 trillion more available for loans in different sort of financial arrangements with other entities, corporations, and
If you put the
so a total
$2 trillion,
$6
if you
trillion.
put the $2 trillion in $100 bill on a truck, though, How many trucks do you think that will fill?
Not enough trucks on planet Earth. Okay, it's a lot of money. I mean, it's inconceivable. But and then what's happened is that it's passed the Senate. We agreed on. There were some horrible things happening in the last 72 hours, where we were very close Sunday and Monday morning to having this bill, this $2 trillion bill, and the components of which I can share in here. And then at the end, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, flew to D.C. and just ordered all the Senate people, the Senate Democrats, not to vote for it, not to approve it, and so just totally disrespected each and every citizen, Republican and Democrat and Independent, in America by delaying help to them. And the more it's delayed, the more emotional stress and economic impact our regular people feel.
Last night I delayed myself until almost 2 o'clock.
Yes.
And by 1:58 exactly,
Yeah.
According to my time, that deal was made.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, they voted for it early.
And of course, we're talking about a deal. What you can see now is only the result. But beyond the result, if you go back to where was the issue that's blocking the deal, probably you will see more stuff
Yes.
that makes more sense. All right, my dear friend, let's take a moment out. We come back for it right away.
Le bijou icône de Philippe Wolfers qui date de 1902. Il faut la regarder contre la lumière pour avoir toutes les couleurs de ce bijou qui est extraordinaire. Avec les opales, c'est un thème très à la mode, à la période Art Nouveau. On voit en argenterie, mais aussi en peinture. Et ça a à voir aussi quelque chose un peu symbolique. Une libellule, c'est très belle quand on la voit de loin, mais quand on l'approche, c'est comme un dragon en anglais. On dit un dragonfly.
C'est une des grandes figures de l'Art Nouveau. Et cette pièce, mieux que n'importe quelle autre, témoigne de sa virtuosité. L'opulence, le raffinement, les courbes et les couleurs, et puis le thème aussi, qui raconte une époque. Libellule a été réinterprétée, plus légère, mais c'est bien à son aïeul qu'elle fait référence, une pièce désormais accessible à tous, puisqu'elle est passée de la boutique au musée.
Everything expected, straight. It's like seeing John Wayne.
My name is Paul James. I host English news.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, my dear lovely brothers, sisters, my dear fellow Americans. It is a moment that we want to stay as one. We want to stay together, and we want to stay together as tough as we can, because we are facing an enemy unknown.
Yes.
And we are fighting a bloody war with the enemy unknown.
We
Right.
are.
And last night this morning, I came across a piece of news that in the Philippines, in one small town, the cops made a little something which is never seen before. They put a casket on the street,
Okay.
a coffin, in other words,
Yes.
on the street.
Yeah.
And the slogan on the casket says, "Stay home or here."
Very interesting.
At home or inside here.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting,
To
very
educate
impactful.
people. And when I saw that,
Very
the first glance, I was chilled, right?
Yeah.
And then when I come down, the chilling stopped. Well, came upon me was the recognition of reality. In other words, that could happen.
It can happen to anyone.
You either stay home
Yeah.
or inside the wooden box. That's it, right?
Right.
That is exactly how dangerous we are.
Well,
Right? Inside or outside, we are kind of in and out. One step in, one foot out.
Right.
At this moment, we are waiting for the stimulus plan that will save us economically or survive.
Right.
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 Now, Now that, thank God, we know that the deal was made. However, that's the result that the 98 to 99% of people need to know.
They just see the result.
Need to know. However, to the 1%,
Yeah.
we want to know more. We wish to know more.
Right.
And as a media, we even want to know more than anybody else.
Right.
What made the delay?
Well, our president has
What
said,
made it not having come out 3 days ago,
Well,
2 days ago, 1 day ago? Now every hour counts, every minute counts.
every second counts. You're right.
Right? So every second counts.
Yeah.
So in that situation, what was the issues or the different ideas or different directions that withheld the passing of this deal?
Precisely this, Jack, that the Senate man Schumer and Pelosi try to infuse into the bill, into the economic relief bill, some of the new Green Deal and some of their committed ideology to try to sneak it in that have nothing to do with the coronavirus and the economic relief for that, such as giving greater power to unions, having different ways of voting, registering and voting.
No, one by one. We want to find out, we want to confirm with our audience, with our ladies and gentlemen in the audiences, that what is the relationship? There might be relationship we do not know, right?
Well,
what is the union power has to do with the stimulus plan?
Well, of course, the unions have been generally part of the Democratic Party, and right now with Trump in there,
No, forget the party. The union power and the stimulus plan, what they have anything in connection with?
Well, they're just trying to spread the activities of unions into more corporations, more companies, and really give unions, which have been primarily Democratic related, more power and easier to force unions upon companies. Just to increase the strength of unions, which has nothing to do with
in other words, can I say that you are saying that the union power has nothing to do with the stimulus plan?
Zero to do with it.
All right.
Because,
and
Republicans or Democrats.
What is the voting power has anything to do with the stimulus plan?
Well, it has nothing to do with that. I'm very concerned about fraudulent voting activities in this next election.
Yeah, of course.
Very concerned about it because, our radical leftists are obsessed.
And I'm very concerned about the fraudulent marriage for green card.
It happens all the time.
Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with the stimulus plan.
Nothing.
Can we talk about it the next day or another day or whatsoever?
Yeah.
Not for the last few days?
Well, see, that's the whole thing. So these other Green New Deal type of concepts, radical left socialistic concepts that they tried to sneak in here, President Trump was aware of it. He says, I'm not signing it. And they have forced them to back off.
Let's do one by one. Take our time. What is the relationship between the Green Deal to the stimulus plan?
None. For example, they wanted to have something in there that every airplane flight would have to file a report about what the emissions were generated by the airplane flight. Now that's absurd, okay? I mean, it's insane. So it was
Does it have anything to do if they do not, you fail to file with the stimulus plan?
Well, they'd be fined or something if they didn't do that. That has nothing to do with
the passing of the stimulus plan.
Right.
That they have nothing to do, right? And what else are the issues that they put about with?
Well, I mean, it goes like 20 of them. I mean, I can't name them all, but all these things that the radical left, like AOC and whatever, are proposing in Bernie Sanders and that. And they wanted to have greater unemployment benefits, that you could live a pretty darn good life by not working. We don't have in America where, when people need help, we help you. But you can't live for free because nothing's for free. Somebody's got to pay.
Oh yeah, if that is the issue though,
that's been removed.
That has to endure for kind of decades after decades of a discussion.
Right. So President Trump now has reviewed what the Senate has passed and is willing to sign it. Now, to get the House to do it, where Pelosi and her Democrats
So
control
where are
the
we
House,
standing? Where are we standing? Did they all back off from it?
they backed off from those issues in there that the president said he would not sign the bill. So now the Senate bill is acceptable to the president, and now we've got to get it through the House. And if Pelosi, she's already pushed it through off till tomorrow. Again, another day where people have greater emotional and financial.
Is the House willing to do it?
We're going to find out tomorrow. They have to do it. She's going to
So
try
far,
to,
what do
whatever
they
she
say?
does, I don't know, but it will not be in the support of the support of American people.
Do you think at this very special moment, anybody who blocked the passage of such a deal would get a big name?
Well, it all depends, why you, like the president blocked the garbage that they put in there that had nothing to do with the virus. So now, and what I don't understand, Jack, there's like 230 some Democrats, or maybe 240 in the House, the Congress, House of Representatives. There's a lot of them that I'm sure would like to vote for it. They're afraid to get Pelosi and the party mad at them. And I can't believe that they're so blindly committed to the Democratic, because Republicans, there's people that, that vote against what the Republican process is.
My whole point is, would this person becoming notorious if he or she successfully block the deal?
Schumer and Pelosi are totally notorious now in very negative ways, and for some reason they're willing to just give up on the election coming up in November, because what they're doing is they're showing the soul of the radical left socialist leadership in the party. And the thing is, like, the radical left, there's just one word that can summarize their entire agenda.
But they're Americans too.
A socialist is not really an American. It's a person, yes, but they don't believe in the Constitution.
You look at their passport, well, it says Americans.
They are legally an American, right?
Yes.
So I don't understand their blind, and it all has to do, they're upset that President Trump was elected. He was elected because the people elected him.
Okay, forget the partisanship, all right? Forget the gap of politics.
Okay, I'd like
right?
to.
Everything.
I'd like
right?
to.
Forget everything.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at our brothers and sisters at this most special moment.
Yeah.
The owners of the mom pop shops.
Yeah, Republicans and Democrats, everybody.
Look how long my hair is now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't get a barber.
The barber's closed.
Right.
And
66%.
I regret I didn't have his number. Otherwise, I will call him to come to my house.
Your house, sure, yeah. People are doing that.
So, look how long this is.
Yeah.
Well, I wish before it gets this long.
But you look more handsome, so that's okay.
Thank you very much. Before it goes this long, well, this thing...
You look like a girl in 2 months.
Who are shut down at home now? They are living bread to bread, milk to milk, check to check.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, then the checks are stopping.
No. I mean check to check, the paycheck.
Right.
The paycheck, right? Okay. Now, with everything stopped, they are suffering. At this moment, only the stimulus plan will help them, and yet somebody, whoever stops it, what will create?
Well, as people in Congress, their paycheck should be stopped if they don't pass this today.
All right, my dear friends, let's take a short moment out. We come back to continue to find out if anybody or anything is legit. Stay with us.
Yeah, right.
Senator
Like
stands
everything
pretty
is
bad.
being
We have
expected
to
and
continue
straight.
to work
It's
on
like
it
the
now.
scenes on Wayne.
My name is Paul James. I host English News.
And a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, lovely audience, and welcome back to the East-West Show, exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history and hand-forged by 10 generations of the #1 master craftsman on the global earth. Together, the name of Wolfers stands as a testimony to the spectacular and the share of the royal glory. Back to the show, back to my friend Ken Hemming. Yes, we were at the discussion. Oh, okay, by the way, once again, I want to recommend you use this hand sanitizer, alcohol, and an alcohol wiper, right? So you check your local pharmacies, they might have it. At least they have this. No, at least they have this.
Right.
This, somewhere, somehow, they have it. But anyway, back to the show. After checking with the fact that the bill has passed the Senate, and knowing that the House will probably approve it, will probably pass it, he and I, we shared some perspective that 99% of the people now do not have the time to look into.
Right.
Because they are too busy to find how they want to keep themselves alive.
Right, exactly.
rather than who says what.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Survival.
now, in looking into the who says what, we failed to find out anything legitimate that will stand as a stand to go against the approval as a not approval, right?
Yes.
At the end, I said, I want to find out who is more legit.
The only legit is
Does
when
that make a point, right?
Right. The only legit is when we pass the bill and we help our people. We
All
help
right.
our people that need it very bad.
Probably it will be more legit
Sure.
to find
share.
out for our audiences
What's in
what shall we get
Right.
from the package.
Yeah.
Right? If we get a bomb from the package,
Right.
we know the package is bad. It is good to block it.
Well, and one good thing I think is that people that are earning over a certain amount of money will not be getting financial assistance.
Well, of course,
which
understood.
is normal, okay.
They are happy with it too.
Yes, we are.
They are happy with
I
it
probably
too.
won't get a nickel. Maybe
Yeah,
I
sure.
will. I don't know.
All right, sure.
But
Okay, now,
Yeah.
just take this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I remain friends for the past decades, right? Okay, now, my problem is your problem is my problem.
absolutely.
But we are from different background.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, you make more than I make. Even though, or in spite of the fact you are not getting anything from this package, you are happy that your brother Jack
Absolutely.
gets something.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Yes. Yeah. It's for those in need, okay? And that can be people in, okay, so let me share kind of what's on. So for a family, okay, they're going to get payments about $1,200 for individuals, $2,400 for a married couple, and approximately $500 per child, reduced by people that make over $75,000 or a man and woman over $150,000.
Another word, if you make more than 75,
yeah, by your single,
you get a certain bracket,
right.
or 150, you get another bracket, right?
Well, no. If you're over 75, you won't get anything, okay? But if you're over 150 for a family, you won't. But like for example, like I really don't.
I see.
Yeah. So I don't earn any
75
money now.
is single.
Yeah.
150 is a married couple with a kid.
In any of these things here can change by the minute, by the hour, okay? So, but this is what it was.
I know.
And then
that confirmed that the benefit is not a bomb.
No, this is a gift.
Let's pass it.
Yeah, right. Let's pass it.
Okay.
Now, $350 billion fund for small businesses to mitigate layoffs and support payroll. Now, the small businesses are 66% of our economy. They're unbelievably important people. They're small business. They're restaurants. They're barbers like you need.
350 billion.
And how it's all going to be dispersed, I'm not sure yet, because they're not sure yet either.
Put it this way: Is EDI considered a small business?
It depends on how many employees you have. Yeah.
We have less than 150.
Yeah, you're probably a small business. Yes,
small business.
I think you need 500
Okay, now
employees.
if I'm laid off,
right?
My boss says, "Jack, please go home.
Right.
Wait for 6 months.
Right.
Until I get better.
Yes.
Because I have to pay.
Right. You'll get
now. What can he do to save his business and to bring me back?
Well, you've got to ask for the money, you've got to apply for it, and you've got to be processed for it, but it's going to go real fast, and plus the government knows
does it
where
come on a loan basis?
Some are loans, and then some, like at small businesses, they'll give you some money, and then if you keep the employees employed and you pay them, and you get back in business, then it will be forgiven. If you let your employees go and you get the money and use it for other things, then it's a loan and you have to pay it back. That's fair.
All right. That shows me the twilight.
Let's pass it.
Right. Let's pass it because I have 10 employees.
Yeah.
I delayed 9 of them.
Right.
I kept only 1.
Right. Yeah.
Now with the money, everybody comes back.
Yeah.
Here's the salary. Paid by Uncle Sam.
Well, even if they're not working, this money's going to come
paid
in.
for Uncle Sam.
We'll keep their
and everybody's back. Everybody's back.
Yeah.
We end up using, like, say, $1.5 million of the money, for example.
Whatever.
For example.
Yeah.
And we brought the business back.
Yeah.
And so would that number be excused?
If you had kept your employees on the payroll all along, which is what it's for. Yes. Now here's a big thing.
That's a super good news.
That's what it's all about.
That's super good.
It's saving.
Let's pass it.
Yeah, well, they better. Now, $500 billion available to the Treasury Department to make loans, loan guarantees and investments to or in industries damaged by the pandemic. Now, the 2 industries that really come to my mind that have been wiped out almost are the cruise industry and the airline industry. They're probably going to stop all airline flights because there's like 5 people on an airplane now.
Hotel. The hospitality industry.
Are you kidding? The hotels absolutely killed.
Yes.
And so they're going to try to reinvigorate those industries, and I think that's going to be, as a matter of fact,
the $500 billion.
Yeah.
And that is applied in the same way as to the other $350 billion to the small business.
But now here's the big thing, like the radical leftists are saying, oh, these big corporations don't need any help.
Forget the right or left thing.
Well, no,
okay.
I can't.
For example, airline, right?
Right.
And an airline is coming back with his regular schedule, with his regular employees, with this money, and they brought the business back. At the end of the day, they are not paying back because the money can be excused.
If they keep in operation and they keep their employees on, right?
It's kind of like a mutual obligation.
Right. But
the government gives any money, I obligated to bring business back.
But there are certain types of financial arrangements between the federal and these airlines and cruise lines and that that will be loans, that will be low interest or no interest loans that will need to be paid back. And it's really, I mean, just think of the cruise ships and just think of the airplanes that are sitting there doing nothing now. I can't conceive of it. It's what's happening. But so it's going to be, but in the whole thing, the left, Jack, they're going, corporations, they don't need help. They do because people don't understand corporations are people. They're people, okay? And so it's not an evil corporation. Now, anybody making over $425,000 in a corporation cannot get a raise. You cannot use the money to buy back stock that may be down 40%. You buy it back, it goes back up, and you make all the money, and your earnings per share are higher.
Sure.
So that you can't do. So there's restrictions.
Take one cruise ship. Take the Princess.
Yeah, right. Princess
for
Lines.
example, right?
Huge.
More than 360 rooms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's not a community. That's a society.
Right.
That's a society with every
it's a
action, so every
Yeah.
activities the society should have.
Now, the cruise ship lines, many of which
Now-
have volunteered their ships to be converted to hospital
Now it's
uses, if
now it's a
necessary.
ghost ship.
Yeah, I know. It's
There's a ghost ship, nobody
Right.
there, not a soul
Right.
even to be found.
But they can be converted to hospital uses.
and
or
the
other
captain was the
uses.
last one, walked down the ladder and
Yes.
left the ship.
Should be the last one to abandon ship. That's
Sure.
Right. Right.
All right.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Now let's confirm it is good. Let's give it a pass. Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Now,
right.
There's employee retention tax credit. When you get employees and you retain your employees, there's some sort of a tax credit that would reduce the tax you owe if you have profits to
Yeah.
file it.
Slow down on this. Slow down on this.
Okay.
That's what. That's
That's right under requires group health plan and insurance providers to cover without cost sharing any coronavirus preventative services.
In other words-
that's good. They've
in other words.
provide the
If
services.
I'm sick, if
Yeah.
I become sick, I'm affected,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I go see my insurance, my provider,
Yeah.
and I get free treatment,
Yes. Yeah.
regardless of what kind of treatment.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well,
right.
no, not regardless. It's got to be corona related.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I mean the corona.
Yeah.
Or,
Whether it's a
related
doctor or a
agent.
hospital,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean different kind means that if I need a ventilator, if I'm not.
Yeah. Right. In other words, you will be treated cost free.
All right, cost free.
Yeah.
All right, good.
With federal money.
All right, we confirm that this one is also a pass. Let's give it a pass.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, my dear friend, let's take a short moment now. The whole purpose is to find out how this one by one point, though, if we can confirm,
There's a lot of
least,
elements.
yeah, at least 51 of them, 51% of them, and then we believe that's a good package. All right. So we will be right back. Stay with us, please.
Everything's expected to straight. It's like seems wrong way.
My name is Paul James. I host English News.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West with my dear friend, Mr. Ken Hemming, who I respect so much as a brother to the community. We are on the discussion talking about a deal the Senate has just made with both parties. And that will say, this morning, both Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell announced that it was a movement or a step forward of nonpartisan. I'm so glad that they concluded that way. That's our dream. For that, I stayed till 1:58 last night or this morning to get the answer. That very moment, I said, "Oh wow,
Right.
we made it," something
That's
like
good.
that. It is we the people made it. We the Americans made it. It's not a whichever party. Okay, now with Ken Hemming, my dear friend, we're not talking about the result, as 99% of the folks who are so busy trying to make sure they stay alive. We are the 1% who wants to go deeper to flip the page, to go behind, to see what was there that blocking the issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we came to a point that we want to check about the major stuff to confirm if there is any mine there,
Right.
any bomb there.
Yeah.
If there's none, well,
It's good.
you know the
Pass
answer,
it. Yeah.
right?
So let me
Okay,
just
what's
buzz through
next? What's
these.
next? Yeah,
Okay,
let's go fast.
We
Well,
got to 240 billion in healthcare relief. Okay, that's tremendous. And all these healthcare workers, they need help so desperately.
Yeah, good.
75
That's good.
billion in aid for hospitals, which is primarily more equipment.
Yeah, we need
20
more.
billion for healthcare for veterans. That's very beautiful. We can't survive without veterans. 20 billion for emergency public transportation relief. You know, we've got a lot of things that aren't working anymore.
You are
We need
here
to
for
get them
that.
going.
Yeah.
10 billion for airport relief, very, very important. 4.5 billion for the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. 50 billion relief for airlines, which we just talked about.
Oh, we need them back.
Yeah, in 17 billion in relief for unspecified business critical to maintaining national security. That would include the military.
Oh, that is
Strengthen
an extra.
That's a good one. Strengthen unemployment insurance, where you might get up additional 600 a week. No, that's a lot. That's 2,400 a month. So that's quite a bit. So basically, then there's more. But
Oh, I need that.
yeah. So there's just a whole variety that, and I guarantee not all the senators and all our Congress people actually know in detail what's in here. Okay, we can see what there is. The execution of all these now will be up to the oversight in the people. That once it's a law, you've got to execute the law. But they want to get checks out. Now the hope is President Trump will sign this Friday if the Congress can get it passed tomorrow. Because Pelosi let another day. She let Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday go to heck and ignore the need and desires of our people. So there's a whole bunch of things.
I put together 14 of them.
Well, there's a lot.
Out of the discussion of 14 of those major reliefs,
They're major.
and we found out that this thing is very positive.
Right.
It's very, very positive. And it is something like
It's mandatory.
something like a very, very timely, and especially the top 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Especially the top 1 through 3.
And then, yeah.
For example, if you can still live without the air flight flying over,
Yeah.
you can still survive. Well, of course, you can still keep breathing, right? Now, if you do not have money for food,
You got a problem.
you
Food
got
and water.
you got a problem.
The utilities people are our heroes too.
You got a
to keep
problem.
it working.
Utility people,
Yeah,
right?
they're beautiful.
And the well, those are, I would say, those are not only major but critical.
Mandatory. They must work.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
they
we
must
have
work,
no
right?
civilization.
And I would say anybody who tries to block this is not welcome.
They're not welcome on planet Earth, actually. They're not welcome on planet Earth.
I really wonder why would people think different ways?
It's blind ideology to socialism, radical leftism, and power. These are powercrats. Everybody that would do that, they just seek power to really rid America of Constitution-believing people, honestly. And so it's really quite sad. And then I want to say I am so proud, President Trump, this is World War III against this unseen enemy, and he is our Winston Churchill at this point in time. Winston Churchill was a great statesman for England during World War II, spectacular individual in leadership, and our president is our Winston
And
Churchill.
by dealing with the international issue, he might be a Ronald Reagan.
All the way. Reagan and Churchill, that's our president.
Yeah, it could be, right?
Yeah.
Could
and
be.
yet they're trying to destroy him on an hourly basis.
All right.
And the lies are unbelievable. But that's fine. He
And
will prevail.
All right,
We will prevail.
let's talk about a little bit about our hope, our FDA hope
Yeah.
for new medication,
Right.
and for vaccine,
Yeah.
and for the reuse recently discovered for the existing medication,
Right.
stuff like that.
The
How much do you know about that?
Well,
have you heard about
I know
it?
that this malaria drug that's been there for a while, a combination of two
That's
drugs.
hydrocortisone chloroquine.
Right.
Or chloroquine.
Right. And then another one, but that there appears to be very good hope. It has helped people. As of Tuesday, they were doing this in some people in New York. By the way, New York is the epicenter of this problem. It's hugely hitting New York because they're all close together. And so it's a big deal. But and then also the geniuses on planet Earth are all working for a vaccine.
I heard this
and they'll
morning.
come up with something.
Yeah,
fast.
vaccine is maybe hopeful. Let's talk about the currently available
Right.
hydrocortisone,
right. Yeah.
kind of the malaria,
Right.
the malaria medicine, right?
Well-
When they say after research that normally if you take an aspirin, you feel better.
Okay.
If you take 500 pills of aspirin, you die.
Yeah, right. Okay. That's
Something
fair.
like that, right?
Right.
So in other words, the range between safe and dangerous is kind of so large.
Yeah.
Right. But for this very one, hydrocortisone, chloroquine, that's what they say.
Okay.
And the range for
I
in
think it's
between,
20 doses.
in between.
I think it's 20 doses
No,
that I
no,
heard.
they say 1 dose or 2.
Well, okay, I heard 20 doses, but whatever it is,
You use
they're
1 dose,
we're
you're
going to
okay.
be doing it.
Okay, you use 2 doses, you're dead.
Oh, I
Something
haven't
like
heard that anywhere.
Very narrow.
No, I haven't heard that anywhere.
And you know what? Even for that,
don't think so.
Even for that, I recommend we go ahead and try it.
Well, no, we're trying it. We're trying it now. They are trying it now. They're trying it in New York City right now. They're trying it in different areas. And it's legal. It's a legal drug. It's passed FDA in the past. This is the new use for it. And so they're trying to test it on people. And so far, the results have been very, very good.
Oh, we can even
Encouraging.
ask. We can even ask the patient to sign papers.
Well, I don't know the details on that.
The declining patients.
Yeah.
The declining patients, knowingly they are dying if they are doing.
Well,
not
just
doing
like
it.
President Trump has the right to use things in the military, the right to try. This is the right to try. And so people, like they asked one of the senators, well, would you take this drug if you had it? He said, absolutely, I would. It appears, everything appears to be reasonable.
How does the vaccine so far look?
Well, we don't have it
look
yet,
to us?
but I mean, the geniuses are working on this, and there's several that are in testing, and it's there's light at the end of the tunnel. President Trump wants to reopen our business, not all of them in all places, but because people are going crazy, just not being able to produce and be paid, okay, to work and be paid. So and he's shooting for maybe starting some rotating opening of businesses again around Easter.
And there are
which is
several,
about 18 days from now.
companies, pharmaceutical manufacturers,
Right.
they are doing the same job at the same time in different ways.
All the best,
right?
yes.
They have different approach.
24 hours a day, they're trying
24
for
hours a
something.
day, right? And then for a new deal, for a new medication, what have you heard in that area?
Well, many countries are working obsessively to develop these new medications. Germany, very intelligent country, they're going crazy on this. Everybody is. So we're going to have some more bad news because there's more cases, but also the more cases there are, we're going to find out that the death rate, mortality rate is under 1%.
Yeah, the other day, according to the news conference of the special task group led by Donald Trump, the head of FDA was asked about this, and he said, I can't give you any detail. However, I want to assure you that we have the top of the line human researchers in the whole area.
We do. We have to, and we do.
Right.
So
in other words,
that's where we stand.
We have the coffin picture as a warning sign. We have these as a means of protection, and we have these
and the
as
mortality
your
rate
real
is
relief, real relief.
Yeah.
And then with the medication on the way, we are hopeful, and I believe, my dear friend, my dear audience, do not feel bad. Thank you for watching, my dear friend, my lovely audiences, and to my dear friend Ken Hemming. I thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you for you coming here with this
My honor.
elbow. All right. So we'll see you next time.